Hey everybody, welcome to Hills and Gills, and let's tie up a little pink and white Popeye type crappie jig if I can get in my hand here. It's a small, but this is a killer little pattern, very easy to tie. It looks amazing in the water, and you need to give this little tie a try right here. I'm going to be going over everything that you need in it, as always, going along with it. The jig head that we're using, I picked these up at Walmart, didn't pour these. I got 10 for under $2. Add a little fingernail polish, UV resin to it. Had a nice looking little custom type jig head. So let's get ready to tie up this little pink and white Popeye. And the first thing we're going to do is put down some white thread. This is just like the red and black I usually use. 50 yards of A right here. Absolutely love this. It doesn't cost that much. It lays good. And I've never had a problem with it. So we're going to run all the way back to the bend of the hook right back here. And then back up just about halfway, about right there. Go ahead and get this tag cut off here. Now the first thing we're going to do is we got our wide hackle feather here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make the tail for this little Popeye here. So what I usually do, I go down about 3/4 of the feather and just clip that top off. Right there is what we're looking for. And then I want this to go back about, probably about a 1/2 inch off the back of the bend of the hook. Making sure he's laying straight there. Then put some tight wraps on him. There we go. And then back up right where we started at, about halfway. Now the next feather that we're going to be going with, this is a pink hackle right here. And I'm going to come down about halfway down on it and kindly make me an opening here. Just like so. We'll go ahead and get this clipped. Leave about that much stem on him. And then we're just going to tie him in. Now since we got him locked in, we're just going to go ahead and spin it right around the shaft of that hook. There we go. Then we're just going to go ahead, run down, lock this into place. And then right back up where we got started. And then we're going to go ahead and get this end clipped off here. And now we're just going to lay it back on the shank. We're just going to bring everything back. Now what I usually do on smaller jigs like this, I'll bring it out of the vise. Pull the feathers back some. Just like so. And then just lock it in. And just use my fingers as a vise, just like it's right here. There we go. That's what we're looking for there. Go ahead and put it right back in the vise. And then put some tight wraps. And then next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some flashing. You can go with pink if you would like. And we're going to take 3 off of this right here. That'll be plenty enough for a Popeye jig. We're going to get it cut up. Make sure the ends are flush together. And then we're going to lay it right back down to the end of that tail. Lay it right up against that shaft. Give it a few nice tight wraps there, locking it in. Then we're going to come right around. Lay it right down the side of the shaft. And then we're going to give it some more wraps here. Right back up toward the back of the jig head. Now at this point, we want to take these longer ones here, kind of measure them down to the back of that tail. Give them a clip there. Now the next thing we're going to be doing here is taking our white hackle where we cut that tail off there. That right there is what you're looking for. Just something to tie him with. I'm going to lay it right up against that jig head right behind the head there, locking that stem in. And then we're going to go ahead and we're just going to spin this one. And then we're just going to go down and lock all that into place. And then right back up to behind the jig head. And go ahead and get this excess cut off here. There we go. Then the last thing, we want to lay all this back toward that pink. Now next we want to add just a small piece of chenille right to the back of it here. And this doesn't have any flash in it, as you can see right there. I'm just going to go ahead and get it locked in right behind that jig head. Loop him around a couple times, locking him in. And then we're going to go ahead and start wrapping it. And we're going to go down right to the white. And then right back up toward the back of the jig head. Then we're going to do a couple crossover with the thread, locking it in. Then we're going to go ahead and get this cut here. And then we're going to run a couple of tight wraps right down the body of that chenille. Then right back up to the back of the jig head. Now it's time to build that collar up and get him welt finished. Five turns is plenty on a little small jig like this with a welt finish. Last but not least, we're going to add a little bit of UV resin to it. Locking that collar in. Then we're going to hit it with a UV light. Well guys, there you go. Just a simple little pink and white Popeye crappie type jig. It looks amazing in the water. It's got that crystal flash in it that's going to make it pop out. And I love the pink and white pattern when I'm crappie fishing or pan fishing in general. But I hope you enjoy the video. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to our channel. This is just getting started. All winter, we are going to be tying up a lot of different great patterns for you crappie fishermen, bluegill fishermen, smallmouth. And we're going to be tying up some musky lures this year as well. Some big musky jigs and so on. So until next time, happy tying out there, guys. And we'll see you right back here in the next one.